day after day.
WRAL's David Crabtree is live in Vatican City tonight.
Millions of people are expected to be here, and right in the midst of them, North Carolinians.
Hundreds of thousands of faithful right here in North Carolina.
This is a very exciting day, not just for Catholics.
How important is it for you as a Hindu?
It's history, it's momentous, it's a lot of ceremony.
How does this experience stack up to the other big moments of your career?
Gerald, it was an amazing afternoon.
WRAL News. Coverage you can count on.
5 ballots and the church has its new leader. This pope, taking the name of Francis of Assisi, Italy's patron saint, began by asking the masses in St. Peter's Square and the world to pray for him. And they did. Shortly after 7 o'clock tonight, we saw the smoke. Then we heard this giant bell. And within minutes, people were literally running through the streets of Rome, trying to get to Vatican City to join the tens of thousands already in St. Peter's Square. About an hour later, we saw the man who will now lead the Roman Catholic Church, and the crowd responded.
Viva el Papa! Viva el Papa! Viva el Papa!
These young Mexican priests were ecstatic with the choice.
El Papa! El Papa! Ra, ra, ra!
Their lack of English was no barrier to their joy. Joy repeated over and over in this massive crowd. What was it like when he walked out and you saw him for the first time?
I was shaking.
Were you?
Yeah. I don't know, it's kind of exciting to be in this place in this exact moment, like it's historical.
Until you see it in real life, you just can't imagine.
It's been 3 years since an earthquake rocked Haiti. 3 years of rebuilding structures and lives.
I'm Scott Mason near Port-au-Prince, traveling with North Carolinians who are changing lives here in Haiti.
The tragedy gripped hearts across the world. See what your Tar Heel neighbors are doing to make a difference. WRAL News, return to Haiti, starting Monday at 5:55.
An orphanage, a school, and now a community center. North Carolinians, together with Haitians, are building one building at a time, one bucket at a time. It's an assembly line, an organized system. Water, rock, shovel, muscle.
Very hard work.
One hand to another, bucket by bucket. It's not easy turning mud into concrete.
Help them to better their life of something they've never had before. Although they seem to know how to do things a lot better than we do.
Under a blazing sun, surrounded by mountains, Haitians and Americans build a community center.
It's going to be a trade school, a clinic, a church, a place for the community to gather.
It's part of the Ryan Epps Home for Children. 2 years ago, teams built one building and then another, and this now is the third building in line.
Go ahead, go ahead, go ahead, go ahead.
And the assembly line moves, flows.
The Haitian workers are paid, they make money.
And now it's moving along at a much greater pace.
I think it's a good thing, and it's things coming along together.
Within these block walls is perhaps a window into Haiti. There's much to be done, tough, gritty work. But the foundation is in place.
I mean, it goes back to, passing it on to others, and that one person can absolutely make a difference, and we're really all just the same.
It's inside. The people are so genuine here. The Haitian people are just wonderful.
And there are Haitian people who are hopeful.
Oh, I am, and we all are.
They are because out of the rubble of the earthquake, with compassion pouring in, Haiti has hardened its resolve and grown stronger.
I feel like I should be screaming from the rooftops what a great country Haiti is and what awesome progress they're making and how inventive and hardworking and loving the Haitian people are.
As millions of people around the world say goodbye to Nelson Mandela, WRAL's David Crabtree brings the story home from South Africa. Stories of sacrifice and special tributes to Mandela's life. Live reports start tonight at 5 on WRAL News.
He was honored in life and revered in death. Nelson Mandela will now lie in state for 2 more days.
With great precision and respect, his flag-draped coffin was moved into the government complex in Pretoria.
Gerald, Jackie, good evening to you. Back there at home and through much of the United States, the story today has been the fake interpreter, the handshake between the president and Raul Castro, and even talk of the presidential selfie. But I have to tell you, here in South Africa, people in mourning for these past few days and the days to come feel this loss far more deeply. At times, the line seemed endless. For up to 9 hours, some of these people waited under a hot summer sun. Some very young, some more mature, all on the same road of remembrance.
We've been waiting for over 8 hours.
5 hours, just over almost 5.5 hours.
There was singing, smiles. Some gave us the well-known Mandela salute of freedom. Each of these people with their own story.
It feels like, the grandfather in a way, And when we came here and we saw him, it was bittersweet.
Most amazing.
It was, you want to cry and you want to celebrate at the same time.
We're joined now by Reverend Michael Battle from the Diocese of North Carolina, who spent years living in this area and working. Your reaction to what we saw and you heard from people here today?
Powerful day, David. Powerful day. Just seeing the people who, for so long, wanted to come and give tribute to Nelson Mandela's life. The tears, the joy, it was all sort of mingled together for some celebrations in which, unless you're there, you can't see and how you can't explain.
The solemn procession began at 7:30 this morning. Led by the South African military, the coffin slowly made its way along this road on Nelson Mandela's family farm. Once inside this dome, some 4,500 people heard speeches and eulogies.
Thank you for being everything we wanted and needed in a leader.
Choir sang, and some of the faithful danced. There was also singing and dancing inside this Johannesburg restaurant. All of the waitstaff wore black today, honoring their former president with this song of faith.
He's been sick for so long, and now it's time to let him go and rest. He's done a lot for us. We are all united now because of that.
He was an angel to us. He helped us, and he's been through so much for us. And it's amazing how one man can do so much.
As the staff prepared for a big birthday party, they watched the funeral on this monitor. As they said goodbye, they also thought about the future. Are you hopeful what you feel today, what you sense today in this country is going to last?
For his sake, I hope and I pray that everyone keeps the unity and everyone continues what Mandela has started.
Now that was a man.
Hours after the service began, the Mandela family said its formal goodbye. And while military shots rang out in the last formal salute, these young South Africans gave a salute of their own.
So I hope that we do take over from where he left. We can take it further, take it through.
For me, I'm so lucky to have Mandela in my life. He did all the best. We are united now, all because of him.
I'm always dreaming about.
What do you dream about?
I mean, how can this kind of thing happen?
How can you be so positive going through something like this?
You have to be positive. You have to keep your faith.
What the public needs to understand is that you no longer can just look at a particular child or a particular family and tell that they're homeless.
Get up, it's time to get up.
This is C's mother, Jen. She's raising C and his brother, 4-year-old Nalo.
Wash your face, brush your teeth.
Like so many parents, Jen battles to get her boys moving each morning.
Potty time.
Unlike most parents, she's doing it every day in a homeless shelter, the Raleigh Rescue Mission. What's the most important thing for you?
The most important thing for me is me and my children's safety.
Are there days you're just overwhelmed?
Sometimes I do and sometimes I don't, but like I say, I gotta keep going and doing what I got to do to make sure that the boys have everything that they need.
And as another day homeless winds down, Jen doesn't seek sympathy, just faith and hope.
I don't want them to feel sorry for me because I don't feel sorry for myself because I know I have strong will to do, to do better.
WRAL is here to help tornado victims in Oklahoma. The devastation took my breath away. When I first got here, all I wanted to do was sit down and cry for these people. What kind of emotions are you feeling as you walk up to your house here?
We're just so happy to be alive.
You know, I started thinking as a mother, this is a neighborhood. This was a community where people came home from work, kids came home from school, and they loved their homes and they loved their neighborhoods. And it's all gone. It'll never be the same again, ever. It's a tough and tedious job, but these men and women don't mind. They're volunteers for Samaritan's Purse, and they have put their own lives on hold to help in the cleanup following Monday's deadly tornado in Moore, Oklahoma. Jim Ault came from Atlantic Beach.
I was at the Pentagon on 9/11, and I got to tell you, I haven't seen this kind of destruction in my entire career. It's honestly like a nuclear bomb went off. I was in an area yesterday where, standing in a subdivision, you could look in all directions for 3/4 of a mile, and it was just total, absolute, desolate destruction.
I have no doubt we would have lived, but it would have taken the rescuers a lot longer to get us out.
Franklin Graham, the president of Samaritan's Purse, was also on the ground surveying the damage and making sure people get the help they need.
I'm just glad and so thankful there was so little loss of life when you look at the size of the destruction, so we thank God for that. And we're going to do all that we can to help the people try to rebuild and go on with life.
These volunteers have come from all across America to join Samaritan's Purse to help this homeowner clean up debris. You see, the insurance company, if you're insured, will pay to restore your house, but they won't pay to clean away the debris. And that's why these volunteers are so important.
Well, my heart goes out to people who have just lost everything. You know, it just kind of gives you that reality of life.
It will be a long road to recovery. Not only do these people need physical help, they need emotional support.
They're sort of in shock right now, but they really are just happy. They're smiling because they know they're alive, and that's the most important thing to them.
Some of Oklahoma's volunteers.
Also helping in the relief effort, the North Carolina Baptist men.
And help them find their valuables first, and after we've helped them do that, then we'll go ahead and pile up all the debris on the edge of the curb.
In Moore, Oklahoma, Jackie Hyland, WRAL News.
Day after day.
Here we are, retracing the steps of Dr. Martin Luther King.
You're the only North Carolina station that I've spoken to.
We never forget there's a person, family, and community behind every story.
A 9-year-old player who's fighting cancer.
Baseball is my life.
This is not a competition. It's about compassion.
A 3-year-old boy attacked by a pit bull.
I mean, he has been a champ. Something we don't always get to share. A happy ending.
Every day at 5, 5:30, and 6 on WRAL News.
Through all the red carpet chaos, the celebrities like former vice presidential candidate Sarah Palin.
Happy birthday, Billy Graham. We love you, we respect you, and we thank you.
Real estate mogul Donald Trump, talk show host Kathy Lee Gifford, and bluegrass legend Ricky Skaggs.
This is quite a milestone.
The crowd parted for the man of the night, 95-year-old Reverend Billy Graham, America's pastor, North Carolina born and raised, who counseled presidents and spread the gospel to millions. He had little to say on this night, but instead turned his admirers to a video, a highly produced Christian sermon.
God says, I love you, I love you, I love you with an everlasting love.
That he loves you, willing to forgive you of all your sins.
Governor, what has he meant to the state of North Carolina?
He's like the first son of North Carolina. He's made our state proud. He was born in Charlotte. He continued to make North Carolina his home, and he's never embarrassed us, because he is so humble.
Thank God for 95 years of the real, authentic Billy Graham.
Through the praise and prayer, the humble pastor turned his milestone into something beyond a party, into more of a celebration of a long life filled with faith.
Happy birthday.